In the heart of the desolate woods stood an old mansion, abandoned for decades. The villagers spoke of it in hushed tones, calling it the Watcher's House. They said it had eyes, and those who ventured too close disappeared without a trace. Elaine, a fearless journalist with a penchant for the paranormal, decided to investigate the truth behind the rumors. Armed with her camera and recorder, she set out one misty evening, the moon a faint whisper above the tangled branches. As she approached the house, the air grew colder, and an unsettling silence replaced the usual nocturnal symphony. The mansion loomed, its broken windows like hollow eyes staring into her soul. Elaine felt a chill run down her spine but brushed it off as nerves. She pushed open the creaky door, its hinges groaning in protest. Inside, dust motes danced in the beam of her flashlight. The walls were adorned with faded portraits, their eyes seeming to follow her every move. She took a deep breath and started documenting her surroundings, speaking into her recorder. The air was thick with an unnameable dread. Suddenly, a floorboard creaked behind her. She spun around, flashlight trembling in her hand, but there was no one there. Just the dimly lit corridor stretching into darkness. She pressed on, peering into rooms filled with decaying furniture and cobwebs. Each step she took echoed ominously, as if the house was alive and mocking her. In the attic, she discovered an old diary, its pages yellowed with age. The entries were fragmented but spoke of a being that watched from the shadows, lurking within the walls. As she read on, she felt a cold breath on the back of her neck. Elaine turned slowly, heart pounding, but again saw nothing. Panic began to settle in her chest. She heard whispers, indistinct but growing louder, circling her. Determined to uncover the truth, she kept moving, reaching the basement door. It was bolted, but she managed to pry it open. Down in the basement, the air was damp and suffocating. Shadows seemed to move along the walls. In the center of the room stood an ancient-looking mirror, its surface covered in grime. As she wiped it clean, her reflection stared back, but something was off. Her reflection smirked while she recoiled in horror. Then, the lights flickered, and the mirror's surface rippled. From it emerged a distorted figure, eyes glowing with malevolent joy. Elaine screamed as icy hands dragged her into the mirror, her recorder falling to the ground. The villagers found her camera and recorder days later at the mansion's entrance. Her final recording echoed a haunting warning: it watches, it waits. Do not enter. The mansion stood as silent sentinel, its eyes ever watchful, waiting for the next soul to ensnare.